Good morning troops, another day, another river, and we're out bright and early. Something a little bit different. I'm out trying to fly fish, and I say trying to fly fish for some coarse fish. The river's gin clear, that's why I'm out so early. It's going to be 27 degrees later, so I don't want to be about then. I need to practice my casting. I haven't cast a fly rod in anger since I was about 8, many moons ago. Walthamstow reservoirs, well, even the whole country, everyone, coarse fishing just shut down March. Trout season started in April, and over Walthamstow they used to do any method ticket. You could fish the trout reservoirs, any method, but I used to fly fish it, but I haven't done that for donkey's years, so I need to practice my fly fishing and casting because I want to do some fly fishing for coarse fish this season. And I thought, well, I could try on a lawn, that's what they recommend. But I thought, well, I'm 2 minutes from this river, I'll nip round first thing in the morning before it gets too hot, before breakfast, have a couple of hours, bit of fun, try and get my casting technique, and try and catch some roach, rudd, chub into the bargain. That's the plan. The sun's poking out, the birds are singing. And what do you need? Well, I have your fly rod, 9 foot, 6 weight. Now I've had this in the shed in the house for years, never used it. Same as the reel, same as all my equipment. You can buy some very good kits out there. I'm not affiliated to any of them, I'm not promoting anything. There's some very good kits out there to get you started if you're interested. I'll leave some links in the description of the video. But that's basically it. Fly rod, floating fly line. I've got a leader, already tied a fly on, it looks like a wasp. And I'm going to go for it, and as I said, it's a case of a bit of fun. Now I'm travelling very light. All I've got is an unhooking mat, wave sling and a little bag, so I won't be out for that long. I've also got a little bit of kit. I've got some flies that look like bread. I've got a set of flies that I've had, again, 20-30 years, never used them. Forceps, leader material, scissors, just a basic bit of kit to tie knots and etc. on the bank. I've got my, as I say, I've got my scales, got my landing net, my unhooking mat. Always bring an unhooking mat with me. I don't mind using the grass, it was wet grass or in the water's edge unhooking fish, but if I catch a specimen roach I want to treat it with the respect it deserves, as I say, and we're ready to go. I'm going to attempt to cast a fly. You can laugh along with me or laugh along at me. I'm not an expert. I'm not telling you, this is not a tutorial. I'm just an ordinary fisherman looking for a bit of something different, bit of something that I can do at the spur of a moment, in my lunch hour, whatever. Well, I don't get a lunch hour in my job, but you know what I mean. If you've got a spare hour, walk along with a fly rod, try and catch some coarse fish if you can. That's all it is. So come along with me for the journey. Let's hope we catch something, eh? Let's crack on. I've got a fly on that looks like a wasp. Whether that's the right fly or not, and of course to match the hatch. I'm looking for naturals, terrestrials really. That's not the greatest cast in the world, is it, troops? Maybe we need a little something a little bit more beef and finesse, maybe. As I say, I don't know what I'm doing. I ain't done it for ages, but I'm getting a caster out there. There's the fly I was using. Make it look like a wasp. I was having trouble picking it up in the low light levels. Attached with a simple cinch knot. I crush all the barbs to make them barbless. I do all my cinch knots 7 turns. It's getting harder and harder. To tie knots without my readers on. All the snippets of line I get, I go in there. I'll tidy that up when I pack up when I'm at home. Put all my litter in the bin, obviously. Let's go and see if a change of fly works. Had my first abortive attempt. Something under that tree went for it. Let's see if I can get it back in there. Look like a small rudd, but there we go. Got to seek the shelter out, I suppose. I mean, it's about 2 foot deep, this edge, but I think it slopes up there, so there's not much depth there, but you don't need much depth if there's something lurking. Is it the same as lure fishing? I know I say I hate lure fishing, I find it boring. It probably is the same, but it's the challenge of learning how to cast with a fly rod, I think, is the thing that keeps me motivated and interested. Because it could be a very, very good tactic for presenting baits on the surface in places you're not normally going to get. So I'm enjoying the morning. Fish would be nice, I hear you saying. Haha, stay tuned. Well, as you can see behind me, I've moved onto the bigger river. The wind's against me, it's in my face, but it's a clear patch just beyond the duckweed, so I'm going to clear myself out a little bit. You know, as you've seen when we're casting, very rusty indeed. They're not the greatest in the world, but if I can get a clear path where I can get the fly in and out, I'm going to fish here for about half hour or so, see what it's like, see if there's any decent rud around. I've got the bug today now. Actually, the problem, all I brought was a bottle of tonic water out with me. I may well go home for a little bit of breakfast and then visit a coarse lake and see if I can catch some coarse fish on the fly there. I'll whiz past the lake first and on my way home and speak to the owner, make sure I can fly fish it, and then who knows, but I'm going to have a little go at this river, see what we can catch. Well, there we go, troops. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Well, I haven't caught anything. It's quite a lot of ripple on the water. I can't really see any fish, so I'm casting into just water. My casting's coming along. Every now and then you get a bit too cocky, it comes back and bites you on the arse. But I got rid of the imitation bread and I've been using different flies. Some of them cast differently. It's a good learning curve. But yeah, I really need to be somewhere a bit more sheltered. So the ripple on the water, I just can't see any fish at all. And it's such a big river, you could be casting your fly where there's none. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might nip round to this lake around the corner and see if they let me fly fish there. Yeah, so it'll either be that or find another stretch of the whiffing that's out of the wind where I can target the rudd. Oh, true. You can hear that noise. That's the aerator on the lake. There's so much duckweed. I'll wait till I'm more proficient. I just want to catch a few fish today on the fly, see what flies are working for the rudd. There's a lot of rudd and roach in here. I'm going to target them. There's also carp in here. So at the moment I've got 6-pound leader, small flies. I'm going to be targeting the coarse fish, but it doesn't mean I won't be targeting the carp. But at the moment I'm just going to have a pleasant day moving around the lake. I've got restricted to what swims I can fish and what I can't, with the trees and stuff. I'm not Jack Hargreaves or J.R. Hartley. I can't fly fish to order. I'm learning as I go. So we're going to crack on and hopefully catch us some fish. We hadn't had much luck on the rivers this morning, but I learnt a lot. I learnt a lot about the casting and the way different flies cast differently. So at the moment I've got a little black dry fly on, resembles gnats and stuff. So I'm going to use that first of all, see how we go, and then hopefully we'll fill our boots. Well, troops, you're fly fishing for coarse fish, and I just hooked into a carp. Foul hooked it, but look at the scale. So I've beefed up the gear, put my floating bread simulator on, see if there's any carp around. £9.13 on the fly. Common. £9.13 ounces on the fly. A lovely fish. Not the roach and the rudd we're after, but I'll take it any day of the week. That's the pattern. Plenty of white there, luminous green. Very slow sinking. And yeah, it just took it. Lovely job. We'll try. Don't be catching big carp all day though. I mean, if they're there I'll target them, but ideally I want to be catching some roach and some rudd. So I'm going to have a little walk around now to another swim. Obviously I'm limited the choices vis-a-vis the trees, but you know, I'm really pleased with that. So we're off the mark. Let's crack on, catch some more. So what have I learned today? Don't like it hot. I love it hot. I've caught the sun and that's with the hat on all day fishing. What I have learned is you're never as good as your last cast. You know, you've got to take everything with a pinch of salt. It's a huge learning curve. Also I've learned the old floating, the dry flies don't float for long. You don't have the specialist stuff to rub into them, I don't know what they call it, but I'll have to get some of that, because you know, after a while, a few casts, they start sinking really slow, and that's not what I want. I want them on the surface. So my wrist hurts. No, I haven't been doing what you think I've been doing. My wrist hurts. So it's about 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'm gonna just give it about an hour more, wait for the RAF to come and go at the end of their shift, at the end of their day, so the traffic's not too bad. Oh, hay fever, so I'm really throaty, and we'll see if we can catch another one before we go.